The Trump administration ushered in an era of unprecedented unpredictability in global trade with its aggressive tariff policies. These tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, were imposed on a wide range of products from various countries, most notably China, Canada, and Mexico. The administration argued that these tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and reduce the trade deficit. However, the implementation of these tariffs was anything but smooth, characterized by frequent changes, suspensions, and exemptions that left businesses and governments around the world in a state of constant uncertainty. The tariffs were met with immediate retaliation from trading partners. China, the European Union, Canada, and Mexico all imposed retaliatory tariffs on American goods, targeting key industries such as agriculture and manufacturing. This tit-for-tat escalation of tariffs, a classic trade war scenario, sent shockwaves through the global economy. Businesses were left scrambling to adjust their supply chains, consumers faced rising prices, and the stability of the global trading system was called into question. One of the most striking aspects of Trump's tariff policy was its unpredictability. Tariffs were announced and then delayed, suspended, and sometimes reimposed with little warning. This created a climate of uncertainty that made it extremely difficult for businesses to plan for the future. The administration's use of national security justifications for imposing tariffs on allies like Canada and Mexico further strained trade relations and undermined trust in the global trading system. The unpredictable nature of Trump's tariff policies had a chilling effect on business investment and decision-making. Businesses thrive on stability and predictability, and the constant threat of new tariffs or changes to existing ones made it extremely difficult for companies to plan for the future. As a result, many businesses delayed or canceled investments, putting expansion plans on hold and ultimately hindering economic growth. The manufacturing sector, heavily reliant on global supply chains and international trade, was particularly hard hit by the tariff war. American manufacturers faced higher costs for imported raw materials and components, making their products less competitive in the global market. At the same time, retaliatory tariffs from other countries closed off export markets for American goods, further squeezing manufacturers caught in the crossfire. Small businesses, often lacking the resources and flexibility of larger corporations, were particularly vulnerable to the negative impacts of the tariffs. The added costs and administrative burdens associated with navigating the complex web of tariffs and exemptions proved too much for some small businesses to bear, forcing them to close their doors or lay off workers. The tariff war underscored the interconnectedness of the global economy and the far-reaching consequences of protectionist trade policies. The tariff war initiated by the Trump administration had far-reaching consequences, extending beyond the borders of the United States and impacting the global economy as a whole. The escalation of tariffs and retaliatory measures created uncertainty and volatility in global markets, leading to decreased investment, slower economic growth, and heightened geopolitical tensions. The tariff war also undermined the rules-based trading system that had underpinned decades of global prosperity. By acting unilaterally, and often bypassing established international trade rules, the Trump administration eroded trust in the multilateral trading system and emboldened other countries to pursue protectionist policies. This shift away from multilateralism and towards protectionism threatened to fragment the global economy and stifle international cooperation on trade and other critical issues. The legacy of Trump's tariff policies is complex and multifaceted. While the full impact of these policies will continue to be debated and analyzed for years to come, it is clear that they represent a significant departure from the post-World War II consensus on free trade and multilateralism. The tariff war initiated by the Trump administration disrupted global supply chains, increased costs for businesses and consumers, and injected uncertainty and volatility into the global economy. Moreover, the use of tariffs as a primary tool of economic and foreign policy undermined the rules-based trading system and strained relationships with key trading partners. The long-term consequences of this shift towards protectionism remain to be seen, but it is clear that the global trading system has been fundamentally altered by the events of the past few years.